Hey, greetings, it's Daniel. Today I wanted to kind of go over what's called the Seven Mysteries of Wiccan Magic. This was given to me at a Pagan Pride event 6 or 7 years ago, and I just kind of wanted to share. I really like it. I don't know who wrote it. It's not my work, but I've always included it in my book of shadows since then. I really like it. So like I said, I'm going to kind of just read it and kind of explain, for me, what they mean to me. So, number one, the God and Goddess dwell within us, within as well as without. We are one. Two, the universe is intended for the greater good of all. Abundance is our birthright. There is enough for all. Three, we are worthy of divine love. There is nothing to prove. Four, we live in the eternal moment of now and create our reality moment to moment. We are spirit beings having a mortal experience. 6. There is no one true and only way, whether there is a multitude of ways, so respect other people's right to choose the path, as you have chosen yours. 7. There is but one God and one Goddess who are one, yet all, but many are their powers and names. Now, some people would disagree with these, but I'm going to explain to you how I work with these and how they have become part of my practice. One, there was the God and Goddess dwell within us as well, without we all one. This is kind of basic thing, God is not just something far out there, but something that dwells inside of you too. And there was an interconnectedness, our actions and our thoughts affect other people. We are one. There is that connection to all humanity. 2, the universe is intended for our greater good. Abundance is our birthright. Now, when we cast a spell, when we work magic, let's say we do a money spell. Sometimes you read a line, people say, well, you shouldn't cast a money spell because you could be taking the job that you get or your money from another person. And what this is basically saying is, no, there is enough, there is abundance. The universe was created for abundance, if we choose to claim that abundance. And so, there is enough. If I do a money spell, there's enough for someone else down the street to do one. We can claim and we can, we can live that, I guess you could say in the Christian word, victorious life. There is enough to go around. This is just, even proof. There's enough food produced in the United States to feed everyone in the world for 3 years. Just by our waste. That you can look up. So there is enough. It's just a matter of learning to share that. I also, going back to the real one thing, when I originally learned magic, I learned when we do magic for ourselves and we bless ourselves, in a sense, because we're all one, we're blessing everyone else. It sets off a chain event that helps, bless other people. When we do negative, it does the exact same. It sets off a chain of events. So when we look at our actions, say, okay, I'm going to do good, not just to myself and to other people, it sets off that chain reaction for everyone in the web of life is connected. 3, we are worthy of divine love. There is nothing to prove. There is no, the divine loves us regardless. We don't have to prove that to anyone. It's just part of the plan. It's just part of, the way it works. I think a lot of us carry over that Christian sensibility that we're not worthy of love. And so we are worthy of love. And we don't have to prove it. We can just live that. And our mistakes, God still loves us. God, Goddess, whatever you call it. 4, we live in the eternal moment now and create our reality moment to moment. We are active participants in our own reality. We are creating by every thought, by every action. If we want a better life, we have the right to change it, or we have the right not to. And then once we start to take authority of our life and say, okay, what can I do to make my life better? What can I do this? We have to live in that moment. We have to live in the moment of now. 5, we are spirit beings having a mortal experience. I think that's very important. This life is not the end all of everything. There is something else outside. We are simply, having this experience, and we're going to return to that divine source, to that other world. We may not know exactly what that is, and sometimes I don't think it's really for us to know, but we are spirit beings. That is our true nature, spirit. But we're in a mortal body. We need to embrace that. We need to live out this experience. This experience is for us, and we can be a blessing and be blessed. 6, there was no one true way. This basically, there's lots of ways. The divine reaches down to us in many different ways. Let's not limit ourselves. Let's not try to, say that our path is more superior than other people. I think a lot of Wiccans forget this. I mean, I've found that there's a lot of anti-Christian sentiment in the pagan community. Not all pagans, especially on the online community. In person, I've actually found it not a lot less, but online I see a lot of Wiccans and pagans trying to talk about how the Christian persecuted the pagans. Then you get the Christians saying how the pagans persecute them, and it's kind of a never-ending cycle. I think sometimes we need to realize that, you know, we all have different paths, and we need to respect that. And 7, there's an old saying, all gods and goddesses are one God, and one God is many. Even if we don't, there are some hard polytheists who would disagree with this number 7, but for me, and this is just my personal practice, God is God no matter what name we call them, and there was many different names and aspects to God, and God is something that the human mind cannot truly comprehend. I mean, it's so beyond the human sentiment, we're never going to understand it, so there's always going to be new ideas, there's always going to be new names, there's always going to be new aspects of God we're going to find and discover, and we shouldn't limit ourselves. I mean, we should understand that divine power is beyond human understanding, and that we can just live in this moment. Just kind of wanted to share those. Many blessings.